Tabletop games has always been an amazing tool for social gatherings, for improving learning outcomes, for raising awareness on important societal issues, and of course, for fun. On this episode of You Tabletop Games and I'll be sharing 10 nip card games that are excellent for your family games night. Stay tuned as I show you these beauties. Insect Hunt. Insect Hunt is a fast-paced dexterity game that can be played by anyone from the age of 5. So your kids can actually play this game and adults as well. In this game, players race to find their insects. In other words, hunt their insects. And as you're doing so, you are gathering special tiles to improve your chance of winning, as well as gathering tiles that could also reduce other players' chance of winning. This game is brutal and also very, very, very fun. This is one game that I definitely recommend you should have on your family games night. The second one is Nalai. Nalai is a pidgin word for it's a lie. This is a bluffing card game about numbers. Now, when I say numbers, there are no calculations, just serial numbers. So we have numbers 1 to 13 on this game, and you're trying to shred your card. So the first player not to have cards anymore in their hand wins this game. It is beautiful because of the tension. Now, during a round, when a player plays a card, they play it face down and declare a number they played. If you or any other player think that they are lying, you call them out by saying a lie, and then they reveal their cards. If those cards are revealed and the player who actually played them was truthful, you get punished by packing all the cards. Remember, the first player not to have cards anymore in their hands wins the game. So you're constantly thinking about when to bluff yourself and when to call other people's bluff. Nalai is one game you definitely need on your table during your games night. Village War the Artifact. This is a card drafting game that has a lot of beautiful art on them. The illustrations are amazing. In this game, there is this one card that you want to avoid, but not just you. Every other player is avoiding this card, and that card is in the deck. During your turn, you get to play a card, you get to discard a card, or you get to draw one from the deck, knowing fully well that that one card that nobody wants is in that deck. Some of the cards you could play include the sword, the whip of destruction, or the spear. And all of those cards are in an attempt to get other players to draw that one calamity card in the deck, while you also gather defense card or other special card like the masquerade, which are the only cards that can actually fight the calamity card. Now, if you're looking for a good card drafting game that has the Igbo folklore in it, you want Village War the Artifact on your games night. Ngwa. Ngwa is actually a thief word that means listen. In this game, it's more important about what you hear than what you see. It's a shredding card game that also uses the fast-paced mechanics. What that means is that players are all rushing to be the first to play a card they heard the last player play. What do I mean? When a player plays an insect, they call another insect. So in this case, when a player plays a housefly, however, they mention ant. The first player to hear ant and play the ant card, if they have it, continues the round. In this game, you just have to listen, and sometimes your eyes can betray you. So this is a very, very fun and fast game that you can introduce at your games night. Oh yeah, one more. Oh yeah, one more. Oh yeah, one more is a press your luck dice and card game. In this game, players draw cards and roll their dice, and then they try to match their dice or die on the card. And when they do this, they gain points. The idea of the game is to keep pushing your luck by drawing more cards to keep matching the dice on the card to gain more points. But here's the deal breaker. When you draw a card and you can no longer match a die or dice to the card, you get busted, and that means you lose all your points in that round. And there are special cards that can actually empower you or make you take points from other players. This is an amazing and exciting and easy to learn beautiful game you should have on your games night. Oh, I'm sorry for all the adjectives, but this game is really, really, really worth it. Vroom! Vroom is a pidgin language. It's also another fast-paced card game. I know there are a lot of fast-paced games here. But I mean, we all want that games that gives us energy on our games night. On Vroom, it's about shapes, colors, and the occurrence of these shapes on the card. Now, when you play a card, you and the next player by your left are the only players racing to play another card before it moves to the next pair. I know it doesn't make sense, but the twist in this game is you only compete with the next player by your left. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or not so good thing, but it's left for you to figure out. This is a must-have game at your game night. The Outsider. You know those moments where you're gisting with your friends and someone walks in and you start talking in codes. So that one person that walks in doesn't understand what you're discussing. This is the game for it. In The Outsider, there are code cards that are shared in the beginning of each round. These code cards help you identify the word for conversation in that round. But the outsider, that one player that, out of some sheer bad luck, got that one outsider card, doesn't know the word in that conversation. But that's not the end, because whilst other players say one word, a sentence, a reference about the word, just so that other players know they are not the outsider is also trying to grab as much from everybody to be able to involve themselves in the conversation. Now, at the end of each round, when all players must have said something about the word, they all vote who they think the outsider is based on what everyone said. Now, a clever outsider can maneuver and add themselves in the conversation, and players must now identify who the outsider is. At the end of each round, when every player must have contributed to the word in terms of conversations, they go on to vote who they suspect is the outsider. A clever outsider would have maneuvered themselves in the conversation based on the clues from previous players. And then when players vote, if more votes goes to the outsider has been caught and loses the round. However, if the votes are tied or less votes goes to the outsider wins the round, and then a new round begins with a new set of code cards. This game is definitely good for games night, and you don't have to take my words for it. Just get it and then share your testimony with us. Our school competition. This game definitely takes you back to the classroom, but in a fun way, because there are no report cards. I know, right? Now, this is a fast-paced word game. In this game, 3 category cards are opened, while the other tiles are shuffled and placed face down, scrambled on a flat surface on the table. Now, during a round, one player flips one of the tiles open. Most times they are alphabet tiles, and the first person amongst all the players to use that alphabet to mention a word within the categories wins the game. For instance, if the categories are wild animal, colors, and shapes, and a player flips open a letter H, the first person to say a hawk for a wild animal, because hawk is a wild bird, or to say a hexagon is a shape, gets the card, and each card comes with points on them. When all the tiles have been flipped open, including the not so good tiles that allows you to take cards from other players, tiles that allow you to miss the next one, and when all the tiles have been flipped open, players then calculate the category cards that they have gained for themselves throughout the game, and whoever has the highest points wins the game. This is very, very fun as well as educative, so definitely a game you want on your table during the games night. Fruit game. I mean, because I love smoothies. I know. Now, this game is easy to learn, but it's so difficult to master because humans are different and at the same time the same. I know. Hear me out. Now, in fruit jigs, each player has a set of cards. It's sort of a race because there is the point A and point B, and the winner is the first player to get to point B. But how do you play? Like I said, each player has a set of cards, and the cards are the same. They are all fruit cards. During a round, all players go through their card, draw out one fruit card, and place in front of them face down, and all players reveal them at the same time. Now, here is where the magic happens. You want to drop a card that is unique from every other card the players dropped. Because when you do, you get 3 points, which is like 3 speed to move on the board. But if you are paired with someone, so if you drop the same fruits like someone else, both of you get to move twice. If 3 of you dropped the same fruit, you move once. If 4 people dropped the same fruit, and it happens all the time, that's why I said we all think alike more than we know it. Now, when 4 people drop the same fruit, they don't move. The bomber is when 5 people drop the same fruit, they all move back and above. So when 5, 6, 7 drop the same fruit, they all move back. So in this game, you want to be the unique player almost 90% of the time, because at some point there are hurdles on the board that you want to avoid, and you're hoping to drop the same fruit with someone else, so you could either not meet the hurdle or jump past those hurdles. This is a good game, and it doesn't take a lot of mental strategies to play. Just a lot of mental strategies. And the last but not the least, Greatest Nigerian. Now, this is a favorite if you love culture and if you're curious about Nigeria. This is a trivial game, a discussion game, and a chance game. And all of these components come together to give this game a sort of balance. You don't have to be the most intelligent on the table to win this game. No, because you're not just racing, you're gathering money on your trip. And you gather this money in different ways, from answering questions to discussing about exciting events and places in Nigeria, to taking your chance. You take your chance for don't want your chance to take you. So there are so many things you could do on this game for you to win. However, the fastest is actually still rewarded, but not with as much money for them to win, because you need to gather the money yourselves on the trip. Greatest Nigeria is an amazing game. It talks about culture, about art, about music, about pretty much everything, food, about Nigeria. So this is definitely a game you need at your games night. So here we have it. 10 nip card games that I'm sure you will bring excellent value during your family games night. Remember, games are fun and they aid social gatherings. Some of the amazing memories you will have in the family, in a gaming area, and games has proven over centuries to aid social gatherings and bring exciting fun. So I hope this video was helpful, and see you on the next episode. My name is Casey, and please subscribe to our channels and get your friends, your community to subscribe and like our videos. Bye.